All right, these are your notes for solving two-step and multi-step equations. You want to make sure you put your essential question in your notes, as well as dating and titling them. This is chapter 2.3. Step 1, we're going to eliminate any parentheses. Step 2, we're going to combine like terms by adding or subtracting. You'll notice when I'm writing my notes, I wrote adding or subtracting from both sides, and then I erased it and I rephrased it to say combining like terms by adding or subtracting. It's more concise to what we're doing. And then step 3, we're going to isolate the variable. Make sure you're using Cornell notes and you're putting the steps down the left and then the work on the right. This will help keep your work organized. All right, let's do our first example. Our first example is going to be 8 equals 5n minus 2. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. That leaves me with 10 equals 5n. I'm then going to divide by 5 on both sides, and I get 2 equals n. Remember, I always follow order of operations backwards. Second example, negative 1 equals b over 4 minus 7. I'm going to add 7 to both sides. I'm going to end up with 6 equals b over 4, which is b divided by 4. So because it's divided by 4, I'm actually going to multiply by 4 on both sides. I end up with 24 equals b. Notice in my work that I have things in columns. I draw lines to separate my work, and I put a box around my answers. You want to show your work neatly like this on notebook paper. Problem 3 is negative 2 times d plus 6 equals negative 10. All right, we're going to use distributive property, multiply 2 through everything in parentheses. It's going to give me negative 2d minus 12 equals 10. I'm going to add 12 to both sides. Then I have negative 2d equals 2. Divide by negative 2 on both sides, and I end up with d equals negative 1. Now this next problem requires you to show a picture. All right, our next example, we're actually going to draw the picture of the angles on our paper. When we draw this picture, you want to draw the angles shown where you have the 7x plus 6 and the 5x angles. Okay. We're going to use these two angles to solve for x and to find the value of x. Now, in the directions, it actually tells us that the sum of these two angles equals 90 degrees. The sum of the measures of the angles shown is 90 degrees. Those are our directions here. So that means I'm going to take 7x plus 6 plus 5x equals 90, and that'll be my equation. So that's the first step of it, asking us to find an equation to solve for x. Then by solving this, I can actually find the value of x. I'm going to combine like terms. 7x and 5x gives me 12x plus 6 equals 90. And then I subtract 6 from both sides. I get 12x equals 84. And then I'm going to use a calculator. I'm going to divide by 12 on both sides, and I find that x equals 7. All right, now to find the measure of each angle, I'm going to go back and I'm going to plug in 7 for x into each one of my measures. So I get 7 times 7 plus 6, which is 49 plus 6, which gives me 55 degrees. Then I have 5x times 7, so 5 times 7 is 35, so that's 35 degrees. And then I can check my answer by doing 55 plus 35 equals 90 when I add them together. Make sure you're not putting your answer in the summary.